A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And here we are back with our next session that is for UGC NTA NET Paper 1 for your June 2024 examination. And yes, as you all know now, the examination notification is out. The dates are out. So yes, in June 2024, your exams are going to by default happen. And these sessions are some sessions which are in the form of marathon series on important topics, and I have taken the unit that is higher education system, wherein we are going to cover NEP 2020. I have purposely written in acronyms here so that you should understand, okay, what are these acronyms, because under UGC net examination, especially for higher education system, we have seen that the examination questions are basically with reference to what? With reference to the acronyms. So acronyms should be very clear and you should be able to understand, learn, remember them very well. And hence it is a practice that acronyms will be used so that you get an hands-on practice in order to study and remember those acronyms. Before we start the session for the day, a very important announcement from your upcoming week, that is 29th of April 2024, we will be having new batches which will be live on the app. And these batches will be, especially with a new unit and definitely with a focus on June 2024 examination. Now, how to join these batches and how to go ahead with your preparation to crack your June 2024 examination, that I'll be telling you at the end of the video. So stay tuned. Make sure that you're attempting all the questions, putting down your scores so that it becomes easier as to map your scores and accordingly prepare and get the questions, right? So here comes the first question. According to the new, National Education Policy 2020, which of the following will not? So make sure that your skill of reading the question is very perfect. Will not be the function of the National Education Technology Forum. So NETF. So they have given you some options and they are telling that one of them will not be the function of the National Educational Technology Forum. So the options are to envision strategic thrust areas in educational technology, to build intellectual and institutional capacities, to provide grants for the educational technology, and to articulate new directions for research and innovation, right? So now here we are talking about what? We are talking about the National Educational Technology Forum, right? National Education Technology Forum, which was launched alongside the National Education Policy 2020 as an autonomous body. Now, what was the intention of this launch? To provide a platform, that is, a platform for the free exchange of idea on the use of technology. For what? For basically enhancing the learning, right? For ensuring the assessment, right? For ensuring, the planning and administration. So here it was not only with the technology, but all the use of technology was not only for learning, but equally for assessment, for planning and administration. So the functions of these National Education Technology Forum. So the see, that's what the question is about, right? So what are the functions, and in that which is not the function? So if you list the functions to obviously to ensure that the strategic thrust areas are given with respect to the technology, to build intellectual and institutional capacities, and to provide the directions for research and innovation. So these were what the functions of National Education Technology Forum. So which was not a function, that was option number C, to provide grants for setting up educational technology centers in central government institutions. So this was something which was not a function of, or which is not a function of National Educational Technology Forum, that is NETF, which was parallelly formed along with National Education Policy, with in order to ensure the technology, in order to build the intellectual technology, and to articulate the new direction for research and innovation. So make sure that if you are not aware about what is this NETF, you are making a note in your notes, right? In your notes, and making sure that you revise it very well. Got it? Okay. Now coming to next question. National Skill Qualification Framework. Now, see, for your understanding, I have ensured that all the Acronyms are very well explained so that it will be easier for you to remember. So, National Skill Qualification Framework is a competency based framework that is based on the skill. Which organizes all the qualifications according to the levels of what knowledge, understanding, skills, aptitude, and attitude. Right. So we are talking about what we are talking about National Skill Qualification Framework. That is nothing but NSQF. Now, NSQF is nothing but, a competency based quality assurance. So it is something, it talks about what? It talks about the quality assurance, right? And which helps this quality assurance to ensure that there is the bridge between the demand and supply, is being filled up. Now it is we are talking with quality framework in our country, that is with reference to India. So this national skills qualification framework, they have various levels. So I've taken this as one of the theory also, level 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, and level 5. So one talks about the foundation, right? That is basic skills. Two talks about the introduction, okay, that is introductory skills, which talks about the introductory, sorry, it is basically, if you know, the name is certificate, which talks about the introductory skills and the competencies. Level 3 also indicates the certification, that is, it talks about what? It talks about certification 2. Okay, certification 1 and certification 2. So this is basically 2 is certification 1 and 3 is certification 2. And this certification 2 is about intermediate skills, okay, which are required for the jobs. Fourth is with respect to diploma. Now, when we say diploma, it talks about specialized or supervisory work. And the next is the advanced diploma, which talks about what? The professional work, right? So we have this 5 levels. Now, these levels are graded from 1 to 10. Okay, with level 1 being the least complex and level 10 being the most complex. And they have, a range, and that is from a grade, that is it starts with grade 9th and it goes up to the diploma level and the college level and beyond college levels also. So basically, the main aim of this national skill qualification framework is to bridge the gap between the education and industry. That is very, very important, with the necessary skills which will be, acquired through formal, either, or informal learning. That is very, very important. So here, after entirely understanding the question, a competency-based framework which organizes all the qualification on the series of what. So now we understanding anything. So obviously, knowledge is something which is required. Understanding is not, it is knowledge is required. Your skills, so because we are doing this for skills, so obviously your skill set and your aptitude is required. Okay, that is all required in order to ensure your, the skill set is based, it's organized so that you are reaching up to a specific level. So that level can be a foundation, and it can be a certificate 1, 2, or a diploma, or a advanced, that is a diploma. So right answer ACE. So ACE gets into second. So the right option is option number 2, right? Coming to the next question. Now here I have came up with a very simple question. What is the full form of NHERC? Now this is again an acronym based question, but as I said, they are very important. So when we talk about NHERC, so now when you're learning MCQs, you should not only learn the acronym, but also understand what it is about. So this acronym basically we should know, because this is again a factual question. So it's very important for you to understand the topic is all about National Education, Higher Education Regulatory Council. So regulatory council, it means it sets, a one regulator, the single regulator. The regulator, it means the rules, okay, for higher education, and including, yes, this it when I say higher education, including teacher education, but excluding medical and legal. So it includes everything, but medical and legal are excluded. And this particular body is responsible for developing the policies, because they are regulators, so they have to develop the policies and the guidelines in higher education. So whatever policies and guidelines that comes in higher education is with the help of National Higher Education Regulatory Council. So this is what a legal framework of higher education, right? So the right answer is in front of you. Let's go to the next question. Which among the following gave us the names of 12 signs of solar zodiac and whose calculation of the Earth's circumference was not off to the mark? So the one who gave us, the signs, okay, but at the same time, the calculation of the Earth's circumference was not up to the mark. So we have, Isakarna, we have Aryabhatta, we have Bhaskaracharya, we have Brahmagupta. So when we talk about the zodiac, solar zodiac divisions, so obviously it was basically brought up by Aryabhatta. So it is, the one who gave us 12 divisions of solar zodiac with the help of what? The calculation of Earth's circumference, which was not up to the mark. So he wrote, Aryabhatta and Surya Siddhanta, and also had a place, with respect to value system and zeros. So this was totally cracked by Aryabhatta. So now see such type of questions, one can be expected. I'm not telling it will definitely come, but yes, definitely such type of question can be expected, right? Now, coming to the next question, following the recommendations of which of the following committee CAPE, that is the Central Advisory Board, was revived in 1935. Now, such questions are again very important. So these are the questions basically talking about your commissions, your committees, and one such, question is obviously bound to come. So we are talking about what? We are talking about CAPE. Now, what is that? Central Advisory Board of Education, which served as, the advisory body and was first established in 1920. As you all know, we have done this in theory. But due to financial crisis, it was dissolved in 1923, sorry. And fortunately, recognizing the importance, it was revived in 1935. So you should know its journey 1920, 1923. It was, definitely has been um, dissolved. And in 1935, it was, it was being back, right? Revived. Now, the idea for all this was, it was proposed by Calcutta University, and the commission believed that yes, government really plays a vital role, and all this, with respect to government of India, with respect to the legal procedure, things were in place. But after a hiatus, okay, of 12 years, during which there was no central advisory for education, the need for such board, okay, was recognized and evident. And the Hattock Committee was the one who emphasized the separation between government and education. Okay, the present advisory board was revived in 1935 with this, you know, with this particular references, and hence we can say that the committee which talk about or spoke about the advisory board of education with their revival in 1935 was the committee of Hattock. So it was Hattock committee which got them back, and with the little bit of journey which we studied, right? Now, talking about National Sample Survey Organization, that is called as NSSO, conducts a survey on education and employment every how many years? So survey is conducted, okay, which includes the socio-economy survey, society and economy, with respect to the responsibility in order to, release the reports. So what is this duration that NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, conducts surveys? The duration of these surveys is that definitely 5 years. So 5 years is the duration which is seen by NSSO, right? Coming to the next, in 1997, the Union government placed higher education under the category of what? So, when we talk about the Union government, which placed higher education under the category of non merit good, priority good, state good, or secondary good. So, it was basically put under the category of what? It was put under the category of non-merit good. Now, what does this, what exactly does it talks about? Under the category of non-merit good, it means when the primary education is provided to poor sections, it benefits the nation. Merit goods produce positive externalities, or it talks about, having a great situation. This means that as a result of merit goods, supply, the receivers get back some, benefit to the society. And merit goods are aimed with respect to personal consumption and not for the consumption of, of all. So when we talk about merit, it is only for the few and not for all, whereas non-merit, it talks about the category which gets involved, in every parameter, right? Okay. Coming to the next statement. Now, next statement is statement number 1, where right of major characteristics of good governance is autocratic in nature. So when we say autocratic, okay, so it means that it is like in power, authority. So RIT, that is right to information, is one of the tools of good governance. So when we see the sentence, okay, good governance, it means it is talking about, the flexibility. It's talking about the direction for its people. It requires, the unity of people, society, motivate them, make them go ahead. And one of the characteristics of the good government is democratic society. Okay, and it's basically that is when we talk about it, it is one of the tools of the governance. So when we talk about mobilizing the people, it is about best direction, and for that direction, what type of power or what type of role you need is already given. So RIT is one of the tools of the good governance, yes. But when it comes to the characteristics, it is not autocratic, it is basically democratic. So statement number D, that is statement number one is false. It talks about autocratism. In fact, it has to be democratic. Whereas statement true is RIT is one of the tools of good governance, right? Then we have next is according to All India Counts Survey of Higher Education. Now see over here, I have just, this is purposely, I've changed the question just to show you. Now this is, this questions, like for example, this I'm showing you every now and then. Just make sure that you know these questions very well and you know how to read such questions when MCQ comes. So as per the original question, it was All India Survey on Higher Education in 2021. So what happens is that when you start revising, you revise like that only. You should see that it should be, 20. Now we are into 2023 and 2024, right? So it should be 2023, 24. It will not be given, but you have to take the efforts of getting it done. So the enrollment of higher education, was the first time more than the following figure. So which following figure? So in fact, here the figures I also have changed. So they may not. I'll tell you the answer and I'll come. So actually the answer is 4.1. So it is C. Sorry. So it is basically, it is talking about, factual. Okay. But here actually this is what I have changed. So it's 2023, 2024. This is what will come now. So as per All India Survey on Higher Education 2023, 2024, the enrollment in higher education is, more than the figure. So here they may give you 5 crores for to 1.8. So they will give you the nearest. So actually right now it is 4.1. So they may give the answer as 4 only, but the right answer will be 4 because your actual enrollment is more than 4. So the right answer will be 4 CR. Okay, so you have to be very careful when such question comes. In fact, when you're reading, you're preparing your revision, such type of questions you should match with today's data, right? Now, coming to the next question, the important suggestions of Indian University uh, Commission appointed by Lord Curzon. So, what were the important, that is, what were the important suggestions with respect to what? With respect to the Indian University. So, what we have understood that India, when we talk about Indian University, it is recognition to new colleges with strict rules. Teaching work should be started in the universities, right? And the quality of the teaching should be maintained. So these are the three things which it looks for. So recognition of new colleges, yes. Teaching work should be started in the universities, yes. The quality should be maintained, yes. Establishment of vocational institutes, we do not know. Hartog committee should be appointed, we do not know. So obviously the right answer will be what? Option number A, B and C. That is your option number A itself, right? So make sure that, sometimes whatever you read, now here the topic is given as that is the important suggestions by Indian University appointed by Lord Curzon, it's straight away given. But when you try to revise the questions or you try to see the questions, it should be important that you go back to the topic, read it once and come. Then only your preparation will be, proper and best, right? Okay, next question we have. Now, next question talks about what? Next question tells you University of Punjab, that is Lahore, okay, and University of Allahabad were established during colonial rule in India. That is one statement. The main reason was increasing demand in these places for higher education, including Oriental. Now, Oriental, the one Oriental is study, is Oriental as well as modern European education. So, when we look at this statement, it talks about what? It talks about the University of Punjab and University of Allahabad during the colonial rule. Okay, the main reason for their establishment was increasing demand in the places. So yes, when we see the topic, it says that top statement number 1 as well as statement number 2 are true. So the University of Punjab and Allahabad were established during the colonial rule, and the reason was the demand in places for higher education, including the Oriental as well as it's not only higher education, but yes, at the same time, Oriental and modern European education was also in demand, right? Now, coming to next question. The NEP recommends establishment of academic bank. Now, if you remember, I have taken a specific topic on NEP. That time I have made this very clear. In fact, we have done the topic on academic academic bank also. So it talks, about, the transfer of credits. Whereas statement 2, its objective of NEP is to increase the number of multidisciplinary institutions in country. So after going both the statements, after understanding everything, in fact, this should not be wrong at all. This we have done very well. I have taught you all the verticals, the 4 verticals which comes under NEP, what those 4 verticals are called. I have taken an exclusive session in the crash course also we will be doing this session. Okay, so this talks about what? Yes, there is an academic bank, and this academic bank objective is to that is one of the objective is to increase the multidisciplinary institutions. So it includes what? Statement 1 and 2 both stands to be true, right? Okay. Coming to the next question. In the beginning of 20th century, in 1902, there was important engineering colleges at what? So it's talk about starting of the 19th century. So such type of questions, no, once or while it is expected. So at least whatever comes, you revise it. Perfectly this question will come or not. One question cannot be of, we can take the risks for it, but we cannot leave the things, right? So Ruki, Madras, Kanpur, Bengal, that is Sipur, Pune. So when we talk about the 20th century, that is in the beginning, okay, the beginning was basically with which colleges? So the beginning was basically with the colleges such as uh, Ruki, okay, that is in Uttarakhand. That is Thomason College. We had Thomason College over here. Then we had Madras, that is Chennai, which had College of Engineering. Sipur, that is we have Bengal, which had College of Bengal, Engineering College, and Maharashtra College of Engineering. So option number A, B, D, E. So that is your option number 2 stands to be what? Stands to be the right option. Okay. Now, coming to next, the Sadler Commission. As I said, one topic from your commissions, committees will be definitely there. So I've taken all those important topics only. The Sadler Commission recommended establishment of uh, where in Indian universities, of what in Indian universities? The Senate, the court, the counseling centers, or the grievance cells. So the Senate, the court, okay, or the counseling centers or the grievance cells were recommended. What from the following were recommended? So talking about the Sadler Commission, which was set up by the government in this is 1917, sorry, 1917, okay, to inspect the issues which were faced by the Calcutta University. So this commission, it spoke about what? A wide coverage of topics which were related to university education, such as curriculum, examination, administration, finance, or research. And for that, it was very important to establish the court in Indian universities so that they can know what are their rights, and if they are not if they are deprived of it, they can be fought for that. So the right answer stands to be what? The right answer stands to be courts, right? Next, we have, we are, that is the right answer stands to be court. The next question we have, write the correct chronological order following commissions and committees on higher education. Now see, they have given you so many, we have five. Sargent, Hattock, Calcutta University Commission, Hunter, and Indian University. So such type of questions also can be acceptable, that you have to write in the chronological order. So when we talk about, when we talk about the commissions, okay, let us say, let us talk about, Hartog Committee, which started with 1929, Surgeon Plan, which started with 1944. Then we have Hunter Commission, which came up in 1882, right? Then we had something called as Calcutta University Commission, which came up in the year 1917. Then we had something called as, Surgeon Plan, okay, that we have written. Indian University Commission, which came in 1902, right? So see, this is what, again, a very factual based question. Very, you have to be remember these facts very much. And in, yes, higher education, these questions are very common. That the reason this topic is very, very, very important when it comes to the unit. So you should not feel that, okay, this is not cup of my tea. Just make sure that you keep on practicing. And yes, it will definitely be done. So it talks about, that is option number, coming to the right option. So we have right option over here. That is option number D, that is coming with, the Hunter Commission, following up with Indian University, then Calcutta, then Hartog, and then we had Surgeon, right? Okay. Coming to the next question, which of the following suggestions of Kothari commissions were there with respect to university education? So Kothari Commission spoke about closure of University Grant Commission, reorganization of University Grant Commission, autonomy to universities, student representation, non-expansion. So it basically talks about what? So when we talk about, yes, when we speak about the points with respect to what, it talks about with respect to Kothari Commission. So now Kothari Commission, as I said, we have done all the commissions in sequence. In fact, I have taken 2-3 sessions for that, right? So Kothari Commission, also known as National Education Commission, or Kothari Commission, popularly known as National Education Commission also. So it was, it was basically set up by the government to examine all the aspects of educational sector in order to develop the pattern, to understand the pattern of education, the guidelines, the policies, okay, which was formed in the year 14th July 1964, right? And this particular Kothari Commission was proposed in order to create the principles and policies for the development of higher education. Okay. Now here they are asking us the suggestions. They're coming telling us what were the suggestions. Okay. So coming to the suggestions of the Kothari commissions with reference to what? With reference to the education, with reference to the planning. So it included what? Again, this is something which is very factual. Without that, you cannot go ahead. So reorganization of UGC, okay, autonomy to the universities and students representative. So these were some of the suggestions which came up with the Kothari Commission, that is known as National Education Commission. So again, see, whether it is Sadler, whether it is Kothari Commission, these commissions should be very, very clear. Definitely the question comes out of it. Got it? Okay, so option number B is the right answer. Then coming to the Ram Murthy Review Committee, again see, recommended that admissions to higher education must be what? Either it should be universal, it should be selective, it should be reservation based or free form payment. So basically, when we talk about Ram Murthy Review Committee, now see, this committee, there is no question. So normally this you cannot see, in my notes also no. So you should learn this committee very well because there is no topic on this committee. So it was, with respect to admission to higher education system, with what? What was the base for that? So admission should be always based on selective purpose. So when I say selective, it means, it talks about what? Introduction of a common school system, which it started with this committee. early childhood care, education util. Then we had something called a socially useful productive purpose. So the admission to the higher education system must be something which should be selective basis, not universal, not reservation, not free form payment. Something which was selective in nature, which was brought up, as the main unique policy of this particular committee, right? Coming to the next is, yes, so answer is selective, right? Coming to the next question. In earlier days, the pioneer Indian universities neglected the teaching of modern languages. So in 1862, Alexander, Director of Public Instruction, suggested the abolition of all the modern Indian languages from the university, but the suggestion was not accepted. So when we look at the statement, so in earlier days, okay, Indian universities neglected teaching modern languages as instructed, by Alexander. So all these, he suggested that all the modern languages were abolished from the university examination. And that was his suggestion, which was came up. Okay. So yes, the statement is true, and the given, second statement also stands to be true. So yes, it was neglected, and it was supported by, the director of public instruction, that all the modern languages should be abolished, and but no suggestion was accepted. Okay. Now, coming to the next question. Now, again, we have a question on, we have done the same question, but at a different form. So, national skill framework, we did know it's a competency based framework based on what? So, what it is, the parameters. So, it is related to what? So, it is related, we have done earlier only, it is related to various levels. I told you 5 levels, that is nothing but knowledge, skills, and what is the next? Is it attitude? Is it aptitude? Or is it understanding, application, analysis, or, understanding, analysis, synthesis? So we did very well that national skill qualification framework is based on only three competency based framework, that is nothing but knowledge, skills, and aptitude. It's not attitude, so be careful. Sometimes, with the pressure, you can go a little bit in stress, and should not does such mistake, right? Now coming to the next question, we have verticals. See, in fact, I told you also verticals and the functions, and same came as in question. So verticals are given, and you are supposed to highlight the functions of those verticals. Okay, let's see how many of you are able to do it. Okay, verticals. So what it is stands for, in fact, you should know this very well. We have done it also very well, and I have taught you clearly the verticals of NEP. Yes. Okay. So it talks about what? It talks about NHERC, then we have NAC, then we have HEGC, then we have, standard setting with respect to GEC. So these are the verticals, but what these verticals are all about? So National Higher Education Regulatory Council, right? Then we have something called as NAC Accreditation Council. It's NAC, not double, okay? Then we have something called as Higher Education Grant Council. And then we have something called as General Education Council. So the NEHECR, that is the first vertical as the highest regulator of education sector. Then we talk about NAC. It talks about the accreditation, that is Meta Accrediting Authority. When we talk about Higher Education Grant Council, it's about funding. And then we talk about General Council, it is about, the programs, educational programs. So with the going to of all of them, which again, as I said, I have taken in my class also, going to all of them, it's that is your option number A. Sorry, option number D. So A talks about what? Regulatory. NAC talks about the accreditation, right? Higher education talks about your funding, and general education talks about your academic standard setting, right? Okay. So this is all we have with respect to our marathon series for paper 1. But at the same time, as I told you, if you are interested and yes, definitely want to crack the examination, go to global online platform, download the app with the help of Google Play Store, register yourself with a registered mobile number. Once you do that, you will be able to access course 1, wherein you have all the details. We have given our numbers also. so that you can get in touch with us, just see the demo sessions, and yes, definitely enroll. We have the packages for paper 1 and 2 to consist of commerce, management, computer science, Marathi, history, and economics, which talks about daily live lectures, full syllabus notes, test, previous year questions, okay, 4,000 plus MCQs, and paper 1 completely free if you take paper 2. The discounted offer is rupees 8,000. We have given our details. You can get in touch with us. And that's all we have for the day. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next class with the new series of, higher education. Thank you, everyone.